Hey everybody, it's Eric again, and we are working on the deck lid today. So the new one came from Summit and zero dents in it of significance anyway. I don't believe this one fits as well as the other one that was dented, unfortunately, but that's okay, we'll make it work. The edges are a little wonkier on this one. Like, I don't know if you can see right here, this edge kind of bows out. That doesn't matter so much because we're going to have to trim the sides of the panel anyway. But we dry fitted on there, did some test fitting, and then we went back to this hinge here. It was still about a 1/16 of an inch too high. So the experiment I tried was I just slit this guy right here, took a 1/16 of an inch out and then welded it back together. And I think that's gonna work instead of taking this whole hinge out. And then if you remember, there was a hole right here. I patched that up. This stuff here is a 1/10 of an inch, which is 12 gauge, 14 gauge, I forget, which is the upper bounds of what my welder will do. And it really had a hard time penetrating through, but I was able to get it from both sides, so I think it's fine. But anyway, we're gonna drop the deck lid on here and see how it looks now. Alright, so here's everything after the fact. It's pretty good. We had to prop this up from underneath because we don't have the weather stripping in there to try and get it where it's supposed to go. So this is pretty level right here. This corner is still too low, but we're hoping the weather stripping will take care of that. This is butter over here now, so that's good. This side is nice and flush everywhere. The gaps are pretty close. We're still going to need some work. So we got a little under 3/16 up here, and you can see it pinches off down at the bottom. This one's a little over 3/16 and pinches off at the top, so we're going to have to shave part of the deck lid here and all of this side, just a hair. But what we're doing right now is we're getting ready to drill for the spoiler. So we took all the marks off the original deck lid, and we're going to drill all these out, and hopefully everything will end up in the right place. Fingers crossed. Alright, well we had to butcher up some of those holes pretty good to get everything to line up, so it wasn't exactly right. I think the center spoiler here still needs a little bit of work, trying to come down, so having to oval out the holes to be able to move it. But it's pretty close. It's not terrible. So yeah, it's pretty good. We will need to fiberglass these guys up to close these gaps down, especially on this side. It's a pretty good sized gap there. This lines up pretty good here. This side's off quite a bit, so we're gonna have to either build this up or shave this down, one of the two. But it's not bad, and the trunk is laying nice here. No complaints. So I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how all that's turned out. I was just talking with Pops. The spoiler on this car is what does it for me. The 74 through 78, I guess, or 77, I forget. This spoiler, I love this spoiler. Like I said, I don't. Not everybody's a fan of it, but to me, that just really is what makes this car. Dig it. Alright, well, as soon as I'm ready to start filming, the leaf blowers turn on. So we're wrapping it up for today. I think this is called a trunk filler panel here. I bought a new one, but it really doesn't fit very well at all. Unfortunately, by not lowering that hinge right here, I still have the problem of this thing being too high because it's hitting the hinge. The old piece actually will cinch down there okay, and it's not too bad, but the new piece ends up sitting about this much too high. So that sucks. So we're gonna go ahead and use this one. It's not, terrible, but there's a lot of rust and stuff in it. It's all dented and beat up, so you can see it's all beat up here, probably from the previous time they were trying to get this to lay down for the hinge, so mashing the hell out of it. So anyway, I think we can make this work. On the spoiler, question for you fiberglass types out there. This thing is really, really wavy here. And as I mentioned before, we're going to have to build up this edge here to get this to line up right, perhaps. Oh yeah, I should mention, we put the weather stripping in the trunk here, so it's sitting up a little too high right now, as you can see. But you know, things are pretty close to lining up as it is. But if I need to go through and build up something here, like it looks like this is a little thinner here than this one, and plus all that stuff there, what would you recommend for that? Being as this is on the trunk and it's going to get slammed all the time, would it be best to use fiberglass resin on this? At what point would you put mesh in there? You know, like if I have to build it up like out to here or something, or I may need to add 1/8 of an inch or something of fiberglass, would you just use resin there or mesh and run the, you know, how would you do that? I've never done fiberglass before. I've used the short strand fiberglass, and you know, I could do that too. You know, if it's just a small thing like this, maybe that's it. Just put short strand fiberglass in here and be done with it. It's just so hard to sand, so I wouldn't, like this part here. Is it okay to use body filler on this? And if it's going over fiberglass, what do you do? Can you even use body filler over fiberglass, or do you have to epoxy it and put it on top of the epoxy or what? Anyway, I can go research it and look it up too. It was just, if any of you have any experience with that, that would be helpful. Anywho, anything else that I missed? I think that's about it. So it was a good day's work. We got a lot done. Everything looks like it's gonna go together here nicely. I'm not, you know, there's going to be some surgery on the trunk, but it's not going to be too bad. And as you can see, the panel's nice. No big dents or anything in it. It's pretty good. So anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thanks everybody, and if you have any opinions on that spoiler, let me know, and I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye.